You know what time it is? The Vandal Hour. Your boy DJ Quest. Vandal Hour, baby. Come on, DTF Radio. Rock on. Come on. Hope you loving our new slot. 12 to 2 a.m., baby. Come on, y'all.
It's the Vandal Hour.
It's your motherfucking boy, Facts on Wax, and right now you're looking at the Vandal Hour Season 3 live on DTFradio.com. Make sure you're tuning in each and every Sunday from motherfucking 12 to 2. Yeah, y'all heard that correct. Make sure you're tuning in each and every Sunday from motherfucking 12 to 2. I state facts and I will never lie to you. Make sure y'all check us out on that motherfucking tuning app. Make sure y'all check us out on that DTF Radio Ustream page. And for the people who don't know, you can actually check us out live right now on our motherfucking website, which is www.thevandalhour.nyc. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We making history. Hey, yo, Mr. 13, what is up?
Hey, yo, Facts, man, you know what it is. It's another dope show.
Almost died today.
Lined up for our viewers. I know I had to drive this man in today. He had an injury on his knee.
That's crazy.
But we're happy that you're still with us, brother.
Me too.
We got a dope show lined up. We got an artist in the building by the name of Sek Fink. He's going to sit down with us later and chop it up about everything he got going on. In addition to that, we got a brother in the building that goes by the name of D. Chambers. He's a Brooklyn representative by way of Coney Island.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? Well, thanks for joining us here tonight. And like always, we got DJ Swift sitting in over there.
That's right. Got me in the building.
Breezalini in the building.
You're ready. You're ready.
And we got a full house. I see we got a couple of heads in the background over there.
Mathematics going crazy.
We got Big Heck in the building. What up, what up? And we got DJ S1 sitting off to the side. Thank you for coming to the show.
That's my nigga. That nigga saved our motherfucking first show, and that's a factolium. Shout out to DJ Quest in the building tonight. That nigga's killing y'all with the 90s music. That monkey rap. We don't do that.
Yeah, DJ Quest had it
going.
going, man.
Going on tonight. It's fucking hot. Is that AC on?
Yeah, that AC is on. But yo, sitting with us is D. Chambers.
What's going on, man?
We was rocking out to some of your new music before.
Feeling like I'm French though.
That's right, man.
That shit got the clubs going crazy.
Nah, it's definitely doing a good thing. You know what I mean? A lot of people was showing support to my earlier records. Like, I know people first caught on. It was like when I did the record with Fred the Godson on my 1-2.
Yeah, right.
And then Shake the Block with Uncle Murder.
Yeah,
and that's when we brought like East New York and Coney Island together. I'm from Coney Island. So like a lot of people didn't make it from Coney Island. Like I tell the story over and over. So to see that I'm gradually getting the underground approval, tapping into this radio, like, you know, going in Hot 97 and Power 105, embracing me on the walk, and you know, I'm fighting for that because it don't come easy. It's not like they're giving it to me.
Yeah,
this is me doing a lot of underground shows from the pyramid on up, like, you know what I mean? So, you know, just constantly working that market, talking about where I'm from, what I'm repping, you know, putting that energy out there.
How did that song come about? I'm feeling like I'm French though.
Well, one, I'll be up in, you know, uptown a lot too. You know what I mean? I'll be in the Bronx, or Crotona, Fairmont, you know, that whole area up there. You know what I mean? Being from Coney Island is symbolic to what the Warriors was doing. They had to go uptown to figure shit out. Right. So when I was up there moving around, I met a lot of good people that's doing the music. So I met French way before like it got crazy. So, and I'm just seeing like all the grind and all the years he was putting in, like from the DVD. I'm not talking about the famous French. I'm talking about French. Yeah, I'm talking about when he was with Murder Baby before the Max B. I'm talking about all of that. And I just seen like how even though with all that content, nobody still really wasn't embracing him. Yeah. Like no matter how hard he was working. And I, you know what I mean, to see like he had dipped, and then when people started embracing him and understanding his quality of work later on, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm French though. My man Nice and Wavy made the beat, and when he was actually playing it for the young homie Young Kai, I say this over and over, Young Kai is from Marcy, young kid on the come up, and you know, younger kids, they more geared towards the trap, the drill music. Right. So when he played it, I looked at him, I was like, yo.
Oh, French made that beat?
Nah.
Nah, he said his boy, Young Kai.
Young Kai. You gonna know him real soon because he's on the come up, he's doing his numbers out here. And when they played it for him, he didn't jump to it. So I looked at the producer like, yo, Nice. Put that in the cut, and I swear to God, all I did was just, You know, I know Chinks, that sound is missing.
Right.
That French vibe. It was started off with a joke, and then I just kept going. It's like there's no pen, no pad that could show that those words was written.
You just felt it out.
Now you got a video for that joint out right now.
Yeah, it did good. I'm not gonna lie. That was the first time I actually hit top box on World Star. I was like, yo, you know, let's take the crap shot, see what happens. They tapped the mill that same day. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's what's up.
And then they started tagging French. He retweeted it. And then, you know, my man Superman, shout out to Bills, but Superman was bodyguarding for him at the time, played it for him. And then at first, I think he wanted it. You know what I mean? He was just like, yo, and I was like, that wouldn't be a bad thing. But then in the back of my head, I was like, yo, you know what? I'm not going to, you know, this could be it for me.
If the opportunity presents itself, would y'all do a remix track together?
That's in progress right now.
That's
like, because he's getting run down so much. Like, it's like, yo, it's on the radio. It did his numbers online. You know what I'm saying? It's like it got thousands of views on YouTube. The streaming, Spotify, verified. You know what I'm saying? So people are in tune with what I'm doing. So when people keep running up on them, and I'm in the streets. So like when they see me, they be like, yo, they see him, they be like, yo, what's up? You want to get on that French though? What's going on? People tagging him. So when I met him at his signing, and when we saw it, he already knew what it was. He was like, Chamberz, yo, that shit fire, man. Well, I see it.
Right.
And then, but at this time, the next morning, Unforgettable went platinum. So it's like, it's like he's off to the races right now. Who am I to slow him down? But we willing to talk business and make sure it happen. One thing he didn't say was he didn't say no. He said we're gonna get to it. So I just gotta continue doing what I'm doing.
Now, in addition to that song, you got a project coming out.
No, it's out.
It's out already. Yeah. Warrior's Ambition.
Warrior's Ambition, because I had the mentality. I had the warrior mentality out. That was when God Rest the Dead. Chinks was on that.
Yeah.
Like I said, Uncle Murder, Fred was on that. So that was like tapping into the blog sites, and everybody was in tune with what I was doing. So when they seen that, they was like, all right, now what? So I took some time to recreate and give them a sound that's more symbolic to me. So now, like, with all the stuff that I did, it's like what I'm doing. They see me doing shows. They see me doing South by Southwest. I'm kind of mad I'm not in AC3 right now, because I'm on that time. I get on that stage. I give them that feeling. I put my heart into to every stage thing, and I make sure the visuals is there and the content is there, and the music shows that. So it's different sounds on there.
So,
I can give them the boom back to the trap. I can do it all.
That in the building joint is hard too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And,
right.
And it's not, it doesn't sound too New Yorkish or too down southish.
Right.
I'm with you all the way.
Right.
And then I always say I do songs that I know I could perform. Even if it's heartfelt and they got pain in it, I could perform it and it's gonna be like, oh, this nigga's rocking I'm giving you that warrior sound, that ambition to go get
South by
it.
Southwest.
So
I heard
what
that
you?
shit was crazy. Like, what
Every
was
year
the
is
experience
crazy.
like for you out there?
My first year I went out there on a limb, and I wound up with 3 shows. And the person that saw me at DigiWax and All Hip Hop, I opened up for Audio Push, and 2 Chainz was the headline for that. So when I did that, I came back with Shake the Block. And that's the year Uncle Murder was running around there. And then, like,
And his name was bubbling kind of heavy out there.
I think
that
at
year,
that
remember?
time he had real niggas back.
This was what before he changed himself to Lenny Grant.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, I like through street ties, I always knew Murder, but like at the same time, he's a businessman. He ain't doing shit for free, and neither am I.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So once I buckled down, I was like, yo, you know what? What's up? Talk to me. I'm gonna give you some, let's make this happen, man. You know what I mean? We know the same people. Our names keep coming up. And when we did it, and I brought him to the hood, Shake the Block. You know what I mean? It caught Bobby Trend's attention. It caught a lot of people's attention. So they was just, it was something like, all right, D. Chamberz is from Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Now it's like, what else? You know what I mean? Then me and Chinks did the record, and then he passed away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What was your relationship like with Chinks?
Well, I always was in Daddy's house at the time when I was recording. Shout out to my man Flames, and I always saw him in passing. But one thing we had in common, we both from 2 neck of the woods that really don't get love. He from Far Rock, I'm from Coney Island. And you know what I mean? But at least Far Rock.
Y'all both from the far ends of both boroughs.
Word, Zone A.
like everybody thinks twice about traveling. Like, damn, is it worth it?
Yeah, and I know the whole Riot Squad, you know what I mean? No need to name drop, but we always saw each other in the street and in passing, and then like, that's what K. Slay had Sue's jumping all the time.
Right,
and then, I went to the single release, and he's another one. I watched that couple of niggas take off, and then he was off to the races. So when we caught up, we was just like, yo, let's knock this one out. I gave him 2 options of a record, and he picked For My Homies. And in that record, he spoke about Stack Bundles and all the people that passed away.
It's just such a crazy tragedy that him and Stack Bundles both were murdered and died brutally.
And
crazy.
They both was about to
And
blow up.
They were both about to
was
blow
getting
up.
ready
Yeah.
to blow up.
It's
and
a
really
legacy,
just do-
man. At least they left that for 4 Rock. They'll always be remembered. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, man. I hear you.
But
Greg, what you was gonna say?
no, I was gonna say I just wanted to touch on you call your album Warrior's Ambition. You referenced to you felt like you was the Warriors when you was traveling from Coney Island going up to the Bronx. You was you be hanging out in Uptown. So really, did you ever like watch the Warriors and you felt like that was you? You know what I'm saying? Which one of the Warriors?
It's something
It's
something like the movie Nothing Like It. And the reason why I tell you that, because there's a lot of people I came up in this game with that didn't fight them, that wasn't able to fight and make it back to Coney Island. I lost a lot of people along the way. A lot of people did some of the same similar shit. They lost to bitches, they didn't listen, a cop took them out. It's the same thing, and the ambition is like, it can be done.
Right.
The word no don't live in the book. Warriors, like if you see it, like the ones that stuck together and they rode out, those are the ones that could tell that story. They made it back home. They putting their peoples on, and they can live to fight another day.
I feel you. You know, like I'm gonna just touch on that one more time. Like, what character you've seen the movie Warriors, right?
I'm my own character.
You're your own character. I was gonna say, do you find anybody that like?
I'm not none of the dudes.
Not Osiris or nothing.
He was like,
tassels with the shit on.
if I was in the movie, I'd be playing myself.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. No, I dig it. I dig it 100%. You know.
But those that like the OGs. You can't reduplicate an OG. You know what I
Right,
mean?
for
Everybody's their own story. That's like me. I got my own situation, my own battle wounds, my own war wounds. I took my own shit.
Talking about your own story, I know you have some history with Smack and in the battle leagues. Tell us a little bit about how your time was doing all of that.
Well, it's funny because I never battled on Smack. You know what I mean? But Smack, just before I did my little bid up north, Smack was coming to Coney Island to shoot videos for my man Liaison. So when I came home, I met Math. Hoffman, and this is like after the Dose incident. So I'm watching the DVDs on parole, like, why did he snuff the little young homie? You know what I'm saying? And then the same night on parole, I just went to a club in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? And he was there, and we kind of like chopped it up, and we knew a lot of the same people in the street too. You know what I mean? So like I knew Cutmaster C at the time, and I knew he was trying to get the Cutmaster C. I already knew Smack. I was like, yo, I'll show you with that shit, boom, boom, boom. So when I went to the studio, I called him up. He came there, and then we were just brewing, just like Cortez. I knew him for years.
Now, you guys were a part of the NYB union?
Yeah, it's Now You Believe.
Now You Believe.
They always said New York bullies. A lot of people thought we was all blood. I'm neutral. You know what I mean? But it was more like Now You Believe, because there's a lot of things we fought a lot of people in these streets to get, like, physically. Like, it was like the music, a blog, somebody said something slick, we were just following up on it. But then, a lot of people were just glorifying that, and they forgetting about the music. It was fucking up the politics, and then we got smarter. It was like, yo, we're not gonna get nothing but street credit. We need to get to this rate. I always believed in throwing concerts, shows, and connecting with a lot of people inside the building and shit like that. So with Smack, he gave us the platform, at least for guys like me, to freestyle, cypher. At the time, I'll never want to say I was the best freestyler, but I can keep up.
Gotcha.
I was remembered, but I was a better songwriter. So when people saw my videos, my songs, my music, they related to that.
Now you still guys, are you guys still working together, like Math Hoffa?
We all spread out, but we all one phone call away. But one thing is just like, I just saw a call just now. We was just chopping it up. He did the drive for the people in Puerto Rico. Math, I haven't seen him since the SOBs. We had the thing with SOBs, so he's doing that. And then me, like Hollow, he's doing his thing. It's like brothers. We go through shit. But we all one phone call away. We all grinding. The common goal is to win.
Got you.
How do you feel about, what's going on in the industry right now?
It's written. It was going to happen regardless. It's what you do. You know what I mean? Everybody go to sleep and everybody wake up. You know what I'm saying? How you walk out the door and feel is two different things. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really pertain to that, because it's like you said, like I got on French though, is moving people, is bringing people out. I can perform and to give people that feels. If you like it, you don't. Some of the young homies, they can adapt to it. Some of them can't. It's the same shit. You know what I mean? Like much as we like R. Kelly music back in the days, young homies probably don't even give a fuck about that shit now. You know what I mean? It's what you like.
Yo, besides traveling and tearing clubs up, like what are some of the things you got going on for yourself right now?
One of I think the smartest things I did was the clothesline to WM Apparel to match the W Ambition, and then I wrote a movie. I came up with a storyline called Before the Battle, and I came up with a dope script. And I presented it to Smack, and we're gonna do a battle rap movie.
Nice.
And
That's what's up.
yeah, I wrote it. It's gonna be a feature film.
You're gonna be starring in it as well?
I'm gonna have some roles in it. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? I wrote myself in there with Izzy Marrero. He's a screenplay writer.
Okay.
And I reached out to Zaire, who has a lot of film credit, and I brought the idea to Smack. Smack was like, "Yo, you know me? I stand behind it. I support you." You know, because the last great battle rap movie we had was 8 Mile.
Yeah.
And-
Right, I was gonna-
you know what I'm saying? And it did numbers. And it's
Right.
like, so now with all these new talent, all the battle rappers, and I'm familiar with every last one of them from here to Canada, you know what I mean? And they know what I do, like my politics inside these buildings, the office and shit. I was like, why not do a movie? It just, you know, I'm a hustler. I'm always thinking next level. So,
Taste that bag.
right. So, you know, and I ain't gonna lie, I looked up to like dudes like Ice Cube for doing what he did.
Right,
You
right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Like, he
right.
may just probably wasn't.
Branching himself out.
Right, you know what I mean?
saying?
He still had a following. Some people liked his music, some people didn't, but you know, he's still winning. Like regardless
Right,
of
yeah.
what. And he did things like Friday, Boys in the Hood. Like you could just keep going.
Cult classics, actually, you know what I'm saying?
And he's still relevant in his own way. And I just think like, you know, because a lot of people put all their eggs in one basket. We gotta
Right.
do everything, and I'm a fan of that.
How many things are you gonna touch on in this movie? Like, is it just gonna be straight all about battle rap? The scene?
Nah,
or-
it's basically like 4 different walks of life. It's
Right.
coming together. The combination of movies that it's going to remind you of is probably going to be Friday, Above the Rim,
Right.
8 Mile. Anything that like any texture that you missed growing up is going to be just portrayed with just younger people. Like, you know what I'm
Nice.
saying? You got 4 different walks of life because everybody go through shit before the day of the battle. Your man might have got killed. Your girl think this shit is a waste of time. Your
Right.
mom smoked crack. One dude is a bully. You got work to get out there. Like, what is he going to do? And we're going to put all that
That's
together
crazy.
on one day. That's
I
what's
can
called
actually
before
relate
the
to
battle.
that. My baby moms think this radio show is a waste of time. But guess what? I'm fucking blow up.
No, it's real shit though. You know what I mean?
Outside of being a wordsmith, like what's your passion? What you like to do?
Progress. Because I think once I feel like I'm one of those dudes, like I can't sit in the house more than 2 hours, unless it's like Sunday. Because I feel like there's something to do. There's, you know what I mean, so much shit going on. And I feel like, you know, when I look at dudes like Diddy, 50, Jay, like, and I look at these dudes is just like me, coming from the street. And the more information they took in, the more they read and they studied and they got around people of empowerment, they empowered themselves. Like, so I'm one of those dudes. I don't care if I'm driving or not driving. I look and I see a Benz. I'm like, damn, I need to get that shit. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel with life and period. Like, I want the crib. I want that. I want everything. I want to be successful. I want my daughter to be successful. I want everybody around me to be like, yo, you know what? He stuck to the script. He stuck to his guns. He didn't let up. And he's winning.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, yeah, definitely.
Now, someone who's winning it out there right now is Cardi B. What do you think about her rise?
Consistent.
Consistent.
Because I remember watching her, like, shake it up. Who didn't see Cardi B shake it up in the club? Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, the same thing that made people laugh, now they like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Now you see everybody posting the old stripper pics, like, I was with Cardi back
Yeah,
when
P posted up a picture and got
he
a
said that.
response.
Now, I don't think it was towards him. It was towards the person who was talking crazy. Because I remember the bar. You know what I mean? He was throwing money on Cardi B before you knew who Cardi B was.
Yeah.
But his caption didn't say that.
Yeah, no, it
But
didn't.
you know how people do. They look at it. He's from the Bronx. She's from up there. They probably tagged her. And you know she's reckless.
Yeah.
And so she's going to say what she say. And look, that picture went viral.
Yeah.
Off that.
I hear you. Now talk about shaking in the clubs. I heard that you're affiliated with one called Trap House. You be up in there?
That's like a second home.
Nah, I'm going to tell you a secret, though. Like, clubs in Manhattan didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The strip clubs did.
Got
And, and shout out to Pedro, and shout out to Grouch, and shout out to Miss Billy True and everybody, because what happened was, I went there, I did my first single release there. You know how you see all these people with side flyers and shit.
Yeah.
So I took a crap shot, and I started it at Club Perlu. And
remember
that was
Perlu.
the record I had with Manola Rose. And I watched
Yeah.
this fresh as shit. I watched Dave East. I watched everybody just pop out of strip clubs.
Out of strip
Like, because the DJs you looking for is always in the strip club. I don't care.
Right.
If
Like
you
my
wanna-
nigga saying next to you.
That's right, man. I be in the strip club Swift, baby.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look, you know what I mean? And the sad part about it is like, and it's a gift and a curse because you'll see who's coming out to support you. If your face is on the flyer, you should have people behind you turning up with your shit, especially if that's what you're rapping about. If you're not rapping about that and you talk about hip hop and break dance to the shit, then maybe you need to be next to a graffiti wall and let that shit work for you. But if you talking about you shining, you popping bottles, da 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 da,
You gotta be in that environment.
Be in that environment.
Exactly.
So what happened was like Pedro took a crap shot with me, and it's to the point where I'm throwing concerts out of these shits now. I got the Trappers Only show. So I put other young homies on that's doing that and we showcasing it. And then, you know, it might be DJ Will, it might be DJ Self, it might be Drewski.
Now you said the Trappers Only show, that's held at Trap House?
Yeah, it's at the Trap House.
What days is that?
I always do it once a month, like the last week of any month, but I'm not doing it on the 26th because Powerhouse is doing it. Okay. So I'm doing it on the 19th, this one, and the after parties.
So they following your lead now?
Hey, listen, what I do is I create a situation that not only benefits me, but you can hear my music because a lot of people don't know me. They'll come in to support their man, and they be like, "Yo, I heard this shit on the radio. That's it."
Yeah, no,
I like the fact that you're creating a platform for the other young brothers to get on too.
Even down to when I and it started when I co-managed the studio. So when I'm co-managing the studio, the first thing they be like, "Yo, I need to get my music in the clubs."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I see that's going on, I'm like, "Yo." This is how we're gonna do it. I brought the idea to Pedro. Pedro was like, because there was a lot of people that was doing it, but they charging these young kids like $600-700. They don't got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
trying to get it.
Yeah, they're trying to get it. So I work with them. You know, I'll be like, yo, if you can do this, or I give them options. You know what I'm saying?
Chamberz.
What's up?
You work with a lot of artists. Like, which artist would you say you got the best chemistry with?
I think I'll give more credit to the producers because they create the vibe.
That's what's up.
To the artist, because every artist went to the beat. It's never like I went with a beat and the idea and they jumped to it. It's a lot of the times I was lucky enough to have the relationship to be in the studio and let the producer play beats and we look at each other and be like, all right, this is one.
Who's your go-to producer that you work with right now?
As of right now, Nice and Wavy. Because they did these young homies, you know, I've been working with them for a while. They created the sound and that win. Why? You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem venturing off, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right, facts. Now I also know that you rock with one of my boys who has a studio, Ali.
Yeah. Ali.
Over here, because we
Shout out to my boy
you.
King, my man King in the building too. I met Ali through my man King, and what happened was I was doing the studio 906 in Manhattan,
right?
And then as any other business, they tried to raise rates on people. You know what I mean? Maybe that's my problem because I'm not down for overcharging young homies. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Nobody's paying the numbers that they asking for anymore. I don't know if what they, the days of 2000, people were recording in their crib. It's to the point where you could do it off your phone.
Technology
like,
you can pick up an iRate.
You telling a young kid on the come up like, yo, you need to spend $90 now. It's like, oh shit, yo. But $40 more, I could get some new Jordans or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, Ali had some reasonable numbers we worked out, and I was like, you know what? I can funnel some traffic your way. And a lot of the young homies, I send them over there. Ali make dope beats, and one of the things that I really couldn't understand from Ali that he made me a believer of was he was fucking with Cubase. I'm like, yo, everybody does Pro Tools, my man. But he
tells everybody you're not using nothing else but my system. And he has the most complicated studio system. But he's like, because I've been up to his studio and this dude literally he will talk to you to the point where you're like, yo, whatever. I'm just gonna listen to you. I'm just gonna rock out. But he gives you really good sound quality coming out of his studio.
He made me a believer because when he did the mix, at first I was just like, the tight face, like why not Pro Tools? But then he made me a believer, and because the sounds is to the point where I'm learning the best of both worlds now.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Now, so you do some production as well?
I be having an ear for the music, you know what I mean? And I'll be honest, I went to John Dewey. I ain't go to none of these crazy other schools. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You know, most people from Coney Island, they think you go to Lincoln because you play basketball. We all play ball. Some people went to Grady. Me, my mom sent me to Dewey. That's like music, theatrics, lights, drums. So like my chemistry with music is totally different. That's how I know what shit will move people, how to create the tone and see where it's going with it.
Most kids coming up these days, like, they want to be a basketball player. What made you want to pick up the microphone?
I'll be honest with you, I was always around music because of my older cousin, and I think Cool G Rap probably was one of the coolest dudes watching, you know what I'm saying? And I watched that fad, and it's the same shit that's going on, and I'm not, to tell a story, get your message across, to rock a crowd, I think the more intensity came from standing on the stage one time, you know what I mean? And then when I see a whole crowd in front of me, I went one time with Sycamore to a Fat Joe show, and I'm on stage with Fat Joe. Like, this is when he had the cone head hoodie, and he's up there, like, going in, and I'm just like, oh shit, this shit look crazy. I want it in. You know what I mean? So I took it more serious, and like I said, I learned the business later on, and I learned how to adapt to what's gonna win. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was fine with the drama out for a long time, for like 3-4 years. It was just new D Chamberz drama out, and everything's for my niggas that's locked up. But then when I go to the strip clubs and I'm going to these clubs that I'm like, yo, how the fuck this nigga shine? How this nigga get this bread? How all the bottles going over there? What the fuck going on? And you know what I mean? They knew my name, but I ain't have shit that was worth in rotation.
Right, yeah.
And so I had to figure that out. And once I feel like I figured that out, it made sense. I didn't really go too far left to be pop, but it's good enough to for motherfuckers to relate to it.
Well, you always know if a dancer want to dance to it at all times and want to keep on asking the DJ to play it, you know you got something good.
Right, because a lot of times we get lost in that, what's a hit? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why motherfuckers do thousands of remixes. Like, that's why, you know, as soon as the beat get hot, like, oh, this shit work for him, I'm remixing it. They don't give a fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I hear you, man. Yo, just a random question. If Mona Scott called you up and was like, yo, D Chamberz, we want you on Love and Hip Hop, would you go on that show?
I don't think so. My closer.
I said, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Not at this time in my life. My clothes will be in front of the crib if I do that shit. Because I think a lot of people becoming vindictive once you're on that show. Gotcha. And I think she'll take their email too. So, like, even if you just happen to be in the wrong bitch DM and you probably was talking about something else and she be like, oh, he DM'd me, and next thing you know, she coming out throwing water on you. Like, yo, what the fuck going on? You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, I'm going viral on the Shade Room type shit.
That's crazy.
They taking shots on our show. Now, you come from a hood where people shoot out a lot. Like, what you think about the shootings that's going on in Vegas?
I don't know. I mean, I'm one of those guys who digs deep and say the government was behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You've been seeing some of the memes too, where they like
I don't need
breaking
to say
stuff
a meme.
down.
I
like,
mean, like, it's just too much.
I mean, what's crazy to me is that they haven't showed one victim, the name, a family crying, none of that on TV.
They're not. It's going to destroy the Vegas business.
They showed only one picture on the newspaper, a dude cuddled over his girl and shit.
Yo, how do you lift that window up? Like, what are you thinking about lifting the window in the hotel? Like, who does that? Like, you know
I didn't know you can.
They have videos for everything, but not one video of this guy carrying anything into the hotel.
They said son had 92 firearms. Like, how you don't see a nigga towing that many bags?
There's two things to think about. It's like either the government or that nigga lost all his bread in the casino, and he was like, I'm getting this.
This is my thing.
Right.
Like, they said that he was a multi-millionaire. He owned boats and cribs and everything.
He was well off. His brother was like, yo, we wealthy. He helped him retire early. But my thing is this. How is it that they had every snap of Tupac walking through the the Las Vegas hotel when he was going down, but nobody has a shot of this dude walking anywhere?
Who's to say that he wasn't in there? Who's to say he wasn't in there? They murdered him and did that shit.
And then
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real here. Like,
Niggas be hitting
Swift,
people.
the reason why they don't have these pictures that you're looking for because they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That didn't work for Tupac.
Do you think the government was behind the Nelly shit too? Nelly's sitting there.
He went
claiming they trying to
second degree rape.
Ironic.
They trying to assassinate him.
It's ironic is that you on Husband and Housewives, and we just had a girl that tried to take Kevin Hart out. You got this guy, but the difference is with them is that
that's like Mystical.
They go through well, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of different, son.
Yeah, he went down for that one. Yeah.
Yo, these girls is playing for keeps, and I tell my man that like once you allow a girl onto a bus backstage, and you do anything that like
you're subject to anything.
Listen, man, you gotta be like this. Here, I got this waiver.
Yeah, right. You gotta sign this.
You gotta sign this, bitch.
Nah, but that shit still don't be working for brothers.
No, I mean, honest with you. You gotta move like the president.
Right?
Clinton on top of
that. Basically, and get away with everything. Nah, but on a side note,
you gotta move like Obama. Because if he ever did anything, you don't know nothing about it.
Look what they try to say Michelle's a dude.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Michael.
Violations. That's so
Yo, but then they was showing like clips of Obama fucking up its speeches, calling me and Michael.
That's
back
crazy.
at the lab.
That's crazy.
me and Michael was at home thinking about these things.
They had Joan Rivers talk about, she's a dude. Like I was like, I watch everything, bro.
Yo, man, who's Joan? Yo, Joan Rivers has so much surgery done, man.
Yeah, it's a rap.
She's a joker.
I'm surprised she actually died.
She died?
Yeah, she did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Now
could have paid for a mechanical heart or something.
Now I know that you've been hanging out with and you're kind of cool with Cyndi Lauper's son.
Dex Lauper.
Yeah, Dex Lauper. How did that come about? Mind me asking.
We just left an event like 4 in the morning. My man Loudmouth Chicano had he told me that this kid was over there at Quad Studio.
Okay.
And when we went up there, this kid was hired as my, you know what I'm saying? But he's talented.
Yeah.
He knows music. I'll never forget, he was barking on interns, barking on the engineer, and I'm just sitting there just watching it. He fucking 19 years old, but he know his music.
Right.
And he's like, you kidding me? My mom's was with Prince. And I'm like, and I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck you talking? And then he's like, yo, Chamberz, I fuck with you, bro. Let's get some music and da-da-da. This kid is in tune with the sound. A lot of people compare him to a lot of people, but one thing, that kid is another one. He don't write. That shit is just like, his mom's is a hit writer. That shit is in his system. He live and bleed music. It just meshed, and he brought that young sound. You know what I mean? I'm not singing on the chorus like that, like how he could do it. Right. He could do that A Boogie shit, and it worked for him. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? They be like, Chamberz trying to sound like A Boogie, but he does it. Oh, this is Cyndi Lauper's son.
Yeah.
This shit sound fire.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
get
saying? So just let it work.
Right.
No, I got you.
Yo,
now,
D, what you got in the Chamberz for the future?
I believe consulting company. I believe the movie's gonna pop. I'm gonna be in a great position to put others on, and still be well off. That's what I see myself doing it and being involved with the greats. Don't be surprised, like if you see me around the 50s, the J's, the Diddy's, laughing with a suit on, because that's where I'm headed.
Right.
That's what's up.
Greatness, destined.
got you.
You gotta call that to you. That's what I tell everybody.
Warrior ambition. Warrior ambition.
I hear you. Now, before we leave, you got any last words or shout-outs you want to give?
I definitely always say, you know, a warrior fight every day to be a king, and a king proves to fight every day he's a warrior. Be yourself, understand what you're getting into. The worst risk is not taking one.
Got you.
I like that
Nice.
philosophy.
That's dope.
Word.
That's a good mantra to go by.
Hell
Like
yeah.
that. But you always know you're a friend and family up here, brother. You've been up here many times with us,
It's all
and
love,
you're gonna
man.
be up here many more.
Many more. I like the art. I like what's going on. I see you know, I always
Yeah.
support the hats, you know.
Yes, sir.
It's to the point where I don't, if he takes it off, I won't even know it's him. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, D Chamberz, I'd like to thank you for coming through, chopping it up. I mean, you could have been anywhere in the world, but
Go
you
cop
came
that
to fire it
warrior's
up.
ambition.
Right, go get that. This shit's fire.
We about to take a short music break with DJ Question. When we come back, we gonna finish making history. We got
Wait
our
up.
show still on the way.
Wait up.
Stay fast.
Real quick,
song, baby. We play that in the building.
real quick. I'm just gonna put this out there. D, you owe me a freestyle. You owe me a freestyle.
It's the Vandal Hour.
Hey, yo. Peace, Vandals and Vandalettes. It's your motherfucking boy Fax on Wax, and right now you're tuned into the Vandal Hour Season 3 live on DTF Radio.
Chit.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. We that way. We the blueprints of this internet radio shit. You heard?
And tell the grandmother as well. And I want to say a big shout out to my man Petty Post on the check-in, man. He just hit me up like, yo, dog, I'm checking in and the show sound dope.
Hey yo, before we kick off this motherfucking epic interview, this week in Vandals Flexing, we stole a motherfucking picture from Gigs 2DX. We also featured a motherfucking collabo from Ornsky, Plasma Slug, and a few other motherfucking Vandals. We also stole a video from Ito, aka El Super of the motherfucking BX. Now, if you post some dope shit on the gram, we gonna steal that shit. If we walking down the block and we see some dope shit, we gonna flick that shit. And if you got our motherfucking email, our Gmail, y'all can send us some dope shit, but remember, it can never be no toy shit, cause we'll throw that shit in the trash can where the trash belongs.
Basura.
Vandal news, real quick. Back to the Vandal news, real quick.
The Vandal
Vandal
Hour
Hour
News.
News.
Okay, we about to go through the rundown real quick. Vandal Hour's News. What happened in the motherfucking Vandal Hour community? Hey yo, this motherfucking week that passed since we talked about the Vandal Hour News, it was my motherfucking birthday. And I ain't even gonna tell y'all how old I am.
Facts on Wax.
Libra life.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Libras.
He's maturing on y'all, people. Facts on Wax is maturing on y'all.
Yeah, in the Vandals world, we lost a brother who goes by the name of Acme, and yesterday was his motherfucking birthday. It's a lot of crazy things going on in this motherfucking graffiti game. And
Vandal Avenue. She ain't go right there, God.
alright, let me check this out real quick. Wait.
Letting y'all know this is a live show, man.
This
We
week
do
in the
this shit
Vandal
real
Hours
loose.
News, we put wait, what? Alright, yo, this week in Vandal Hours News, check this shit out. For the people who don't know, this is where we give you a rundown what's going on in the motherfucking graffiti community.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all ain't gonna see this shit on Pix 11, News 1, or none of that shit. So here we go. Now, on October 29th, it's going down. Basements. From 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. 410 Promotions presents the J-Lo Halloween Art Showdown. Oh, that shit gonna be crazy. If y'all niggas know the things that my boy J-Lo do with those cans and those markers, it's gonna be crazy. And that's going down in a Walnut Loft.
Nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be epic. Some of the artists featured in this is Stem, Y&N. And I know the shit y'all seen him doing books make y'all wish y'all could cut your hand off and sew his shit on. We also got a motherfucking old school artist, my nigga, from the motherfucking streets of the Boogie Down Bronx.
Cheers.
He goes by the name of Vito 180.
Yup.
He's gonna be in the building with that heat.
That's the homie right there.
And not to throw no shame or no dirt at nobody, but we got the motherfucking original Serve FBA participating in this art extravaganza.
Hey, all shit. I mean, all right, I'm gonna keep that to myself.
We also got, and I actually seen a few new tags from this brother today in the streets of New York. We got Butch 2 in the motherfucking building, and he represents TFP, the Fantasy Partners. And last but not least, we got Scheme, TMT in the motherfucking building. And if y'all don't know who that brother is, then y'all need to get your motherfucking smartphones out and go on Google and check all these people out. But it will be motherfucking crazy. And last but not least, the 1718 collectors in the Vandal Hour. We will be in the motherfucking building supporting our people doing the things that we like to do.
As always.
And before we start chopping up this interview, we also featured a motherfucking graffiti coloring book. And I think a lot of y'all motherfuckers running around New York City need to pick this shit up. Because when y'all do your fills and your pieces, y'all don't stay in the lines. So yeah, go get that book. You can actually go buy that shit at Scrapyard, and if you like racking, you could go to Blick and steal that shit. I state facts, and I will never lie to you. But yeah, I already gave y'all the rundown who we featured in Vandal's Flexing. In case some of y'all just tuned in right now, we stole a picture from Gigs 2DX. He posted a fire-ass truck. We like it, we took it. We also featured some tunnel work by C's FFF. And y'all can actually see some of his shit still rocking on the A-line. And these are factoliums that I state. We also featured a hybrid burner by Orange Ski and Plasma Slug, and that shit looked crazy. And that shit took a place at motherfucking Tough City for that NFG barbecue. And I heard that shit was a banger. And we also featured a truck that had a lot of artwork on it. One of the members on that shit was a person down with 907. He goes by the name of Droid and his man UFO. And last but not least on this truck, it also featured a tag from JA1. That is a motherfucking New York City legend. For all y'all people looking for a come up in the game, that's the niggas that y'all choose to rag. And I'm not throwing dirty shade, I'm just stating facts, and I will never lie to you. But now, we're about to kick off this motherfucking dope interview with a brother who's from the motherfucking streets of Queens. You might have seen his shit up in VA, you might have seen him up in Jersey. But he goes by the name of motherfucking Sek Fink.
Gunshots all over the place.
That's that 718 in the building, baby.
Yeah, you know, we like shooting shit up around here. I ain't talking about that shit that go in your vein, though.
Easy.
Yo, this shit is crazy. Like, I'm always wearing fatigues, and it's like everybody wore fatigues today but me. Like, I'm looking around, he got fatigues.
You a motherfucking
on.
liar, because I got on rather motherfucking chino pants.
I got on sneaker today.
I'm mad you said leather chino pants.
I didn't say leather. I said I got on some motherfucking chino pants. You would never catch me running around in leather pants. This ain't the 80s and I ain't Prince, but I do bag like him.
Them shits look leather.
I see y'all niggas
They
got
might be
jokes
close to
tonight.
leather.
Shits look leather.
They're tougher than leather.
I see y'all niggas got jokes tonight. Hell. Sink. What's poppin'? How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm happy to be here.
It's motherfucking Sunday. people usually getting ready for church around this time of night, cooking collard greens, rice and peas.
Among other things.
Wait, who's getting ready for church right now?
You in the building with us.
There are some people. There are some houses right now cooking.
What you think of what you think about Trump and like how
Going
he
to
be
PR.
What you fuck Trump
And shooting paper towels at people.
Oh,
Right.
He was shooting paper towels at people with horrible form.
He was like, look at the flick of the wrist.
Word.
Look, Trump is there to be a distraction, man.
Facts.
He's a sucker in an empty suit, and you know the puppets are
nigga
using
said
him.
an empty suit.
The puppet masters are using him well.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's just a clown.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, man, he's been all over the news, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucked up shit going on in this world, and we got a lot of tragedies taking place. How you feel about these events?
Something needs to be done in a positive fashion. I see a lot of people. Focusing on what Trump's doing when there's real issues that need to be
Right.
focused
addressed.
on.
Yeah,
and we're losing sight of that. Because we're paying attention to his shenanigans. It's kind of ridiculous.
It's bread and circuses, man. I mean, that's just like the
Exactly.
shit was going on in PR. They was talking about the football shit. So
Exactly.
I mean, this is what you get.
Did any of you brothers donate anything to these people out here?
I donated a bunch of shirts because people need
That's what's
clothes.
up, yeah.
That's pretty dope. Shout out to the homie Cortez who came through earlier and he dropped off tons and tons and tons of water. You got these motherfucking culture vultures out here and they actually raping people for water.
That's right, y'all.
A motherfucking case of water that costs $5, 24 pack. They running around selling this shit to you for $30 just because it's a crisis going on. If you out
Yeah.
there doing that shit to people, fuck you and eat a Frank.
If y'all do want to donate anything, y'all can bring it down to the station. DTF Radio is taking all
Donations.
everything.
20 Grand Avenue, on Flushing, between Flushing and Park. Suite 209, please drop off stuff, bring donations.
If you want to donate your bitch, we might take her too.
Easy.
But in all seriousness, people need things, guys.
Like, if you
People
want
need
to drop
things.
shit
So.
off, you can actually pull up. Don't be scared. You could bring some juice. You could bring some water, paper towel, shit that people need.
They need
Toothpaste, motherfucking soap. No.
Batteries.
Female needs, a lot of female needs is needed out
I
there.
know some of y'all
like-
niggas got a
like-
pretty nice sneaker collection and y'all don't even wear all these sneakers. Y'all can actually donate some of them shits. Just make sure them shits don't stink, cause we will throw them shits out.
Word.
And I want to say something about the donations. A lot of people are going to Rite Aid and Walmart. If somebody with a wholesale account can pool together a bunch of people to buy goods
Yeah.
and donate it, you can get more
Yeah.
for your dollar.
You know
Get
what?
some bulk items.
Yes, sir.
You heard that. So everybody out there who got a tax ID, be sure to go down to the wholesalers
sir.
and
And if you are going to
Get some
donate,
good
like
things
make
going.
sure y'all do the research on like the places that you're doing the drop-offs, because you got a lot of people out here scamming and shit. Like they see this shit as a come-up. Like you go drop these products off and next thing you know, you see Rico on the corner
Yeah,
selling
you
this
got
shit.
you got promoters saying come to their club that they're gonna be donating to Puerto Rico or to Houston, and they may not necessarily be doing that. So
Word.
Indeed.
keep your eye out for those type of things.
But on another note, Sink, you've been going postal. I seen a few art shows pop up and you had a lot of stickers up in these shits. Like how did that come about?
So the sticker series is called Going Postal, and is basically a character called Sek Fink that I do. I actually write SEK 107, but Sek Fink is based on the old Rat Fink character by
Okay.
Ed Roth.
Okay.
But that's on some hot rod motorcycle culture stuff. I wanted to flip it on some graffiti shit that we could relate to
Okay.
in the graph community.
Got you. Now, why exactly did you pick that image?
The reason I picked Sek Fink is I was doing a mural for a transmission shop, and they was like, whatever you do, make sure there's a car on it. But I didn't want to just put some bum ass car on the wall, so I was like, I can make it hot if I do the hot rod style, but put my own spin on it.
Got you.
After I was done, I liked it so much I just kept drawing the character. After that, I decided to make a series out about it.
Oh, okay. So, and you made a whole series on it?
I'm still working on the series. I'm up to piece 102.
Okay.
I'm going to piece 107 because I write SEK 107. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right, wow. So you already dropped 102 pieces.
I dropped 102. Yeah.
And where were some of these pieces at?
I got them all at the crib right now. But the last solo show I did,
Right.
I was at 97 pieces, and there was 97 stickers and blown up prints on display at Bushwick Street Art Gallery.
Okay, yeah, we definitely familiar with
I
that.
definitely peeped that one. That one was pretty fresh. But I heard you got one called the Champ Style. Can you tell us a little something about that?
The who?
The Champ Style. Champ's Style.
Champ's Style?
Yeah.
No, drink champ style.
Drink Champ Style?
Yeah, that's
Tell us a little bit about those pieces and what they're about.
Oh, the sticker series?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the series is basically, I went into it, I wanted every single sticker to be about graph culture, and I wanted every single sticker to relate to someone who's been doing graph, whether it's been 30 years or at least 3 weeks. Somebody that just picked up a can last week might not get the stickers, most of them, most of the themes on them. But if you've been writing for 3 weeks or more, you can fuck with at least one sticker.
Got you.
I'm sure you're gonna fuck with a lot more, but you can fuck with at least one sticker. I don't want any filler in the series, and everything is coded, and everything is like, oh, I get that if you're a writer. You know what I mean? So that's the approach to designing each one of them.
Out of all the stickers in the universe, like what made you want to use postal stickers?
Good question. The reason I use the postal sticker, because the postal sticker actually has a history in graffiti where, just like the Hello My Name Is sticker,
Right.
but the Priority Mail sticker has a rich history in graph, and I thought it would be appropriate that way.
Gotcha.
I could have done this in a black book, but I don't think it would have been as strong, and I don't think it would have challenged me to design around what's already on the postal sticker.
Right, yeah.
That was part of the challenge going into it. Like, with all this writing on the sticker already, how can I do my design, convey the message, and make the shit hot still?
So when did you first start doing graffiti? When did you first start painting?
1993, I first started painting.
And what was your inspiration? What inspired you to?
Oh, that's simple. My man RC from Crown Heights moved down to Virginia into my neighborhood, and he was already writing, and he basically put the battery in my back.
Was there a big graffiti scene in Virginia at the time?
Not where I was staying at in Virginia. I was staying in the Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Norfolk area, and there was little graffiti if you saw any.
Isn't that like the big police area anyway? Like
You mean
they
the
have
big?
strict.
That's the big military area.
Yeah. I knew it was something
The
where
big
it was like if you
military
did something out there, that's your ass, Mr. Postman.
Oh
No pun
no!
intended.
No! It was
No, for real. Like
it's funny. It's funny because in that area, they're not checking for writers.
right.
Writing isn't a problem. So if I would have got caught doing it, it might have been something crazy. But stuff would go unbuffed for years at a time, and that wasn't their focus. The Mirror wasn't making speeches about graffiti and
Right. It'd be other than,
they could care less.
so that's better then.
Now,
Yeah.
being that you was from Virginia Beach, that's like a vacation town, right?
Exactly.
How was summers like over there?
Fantastic, man.
You had a lot of groupies, a lot of chicks running around.
Well, of course, but it was already a lot of great females in Virginia.
Right, yeah. VA got a lot of nice ladies already.
'cause
A lot
you
of
got-
nice ladies.
Yeah, Hampton is off the charts. I don't
Yeah.
know if y'all ever been to Hampton,
Yes, I
but
have.
it's always been.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Look at these guys here. Look at these guys.
They know.
Why, yes.
I don't know.
Yes,
I've gotten around.
Yeah,
I've gotten around.
But it
basketball.
must have been good.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
Hampton is a great place for great women, and Virginia
That's
Beach
like where the
is too.
All-Star games and all that take place at, right? Like All-Star Weekend and all that?
I don't think they've had
Nah,
one yet.
nah.
Nah, they don't have anything out in VA.
They move All-Star
It's
Weekend
just
around all the time.
naturally popping out there.
It's a vacation spot.
I
And,
know
and,
it's something
and
that
there's
goes on down there that makes every motherfucking New Yorker
DC. DC make it pop because everybody go down.
It used to be Greek Fest. Used to be popular.
Oh, yeah.
a long
Right.
time ago.
Greek-
But I
that
don't know.
was
I don't know
years
how
ago.
old you are.
That was years ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Popping.
That's like early.
Right on the ocean
early
front.
90s.
Yeah.
That's the early 90s.
Yes, sir.
So wait, so just even on the lines of just talking about that, how was it like once you started doing graph out there, being that so many people was coming down there, because it is a vacation spot for the summertime. That's usually when I would assume that your work is, everybody's coming out. So now people seeing work that you did probably over the winter, or you know what I'm saying? Like did you have people come down that knew that you was doing graph and they got to see your work, like, oh dude, like you're really getting up?
Oh, not necessarily. I don't really know how they felt unless you know, back then you really didn't tell people that you wrote.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless they asked. And
You're still not supposed to.
Yeah.
See, I'm still learning. I'm a DJ. I appreciate graph. You know what I mean?
You really didn't tell people. So if they felt a way about it, I wouldn't have known, because they wouldn't have known that I did it.
Right. Okay.
And I wasn't associating with them. You know, my peers, you know, they thought it was dope.
Okay.
So that's what it was. But and plus most of my work down there when I first started was on tractor trailers. So they were moving around, and if anybody saw those, I mean, unless they had my phone number, my mom's house number.
Right. Yeah. You wasn't even cell phones then. Yeah.
You mentioned that earlier when we were talking about that you were doing tractor trailers. Did you ever get chased off by some truckers?
Never.
Never.
Oh,
never. Damn, that's a great track record.
Yeah, it was a great track record because you know, the spot that I was painting at was basically they would come. Is two warehouses and a parking lot in between it, and they would come drop the trailers off.
Yeah,
and
pick up, drop off.
Yeah, they would load them in the morning or whatever. Right. You know, the actual big rig wouldn't be there.
Right.
When we were working, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Any graffiti beef in VA? Ever?
I mean, I got beat up one time.
No, you're gonna have to break that down. Well, I got beat up one time, and then we're gonna go to the next question.
No, I got beat up one time. It wasn't graffiti beef though. It was I wrote on somebody's shit.
Oh, you buffed someone?
No.
What he means is somebody saw him writing on their stick.
No.
So
I wrote on somebody's furniture.
So you're actually
that's graffiti.
You actually have a problem with writing
guess.
on things you're not supposed to.
That's why.
Oh.
That's why I said it.
So
Because
that's why we had a little mishap here at the station earlier, guys. I don't want to. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus or anything.
No, it needs to be it need to be talked about because I made a mistake earlier, and it was because I did something childish and misinformed, and I wrote on something that I shouldn't have. And this is
misinformed. Right.
This is a graffiti-free building.
This is a graffiti-free building and a graffiti-free block.
I would have never guessed.
Yeah.
The Vandal hour, right?
That was there before we got here.
Yeah. I wanna apologize to my brother Math too.
That was actually his excuse why he did it. Like, yeah, I see somebody else shit there.
Yeah, somebody else shit was there, but you know.
I'm gonna ask you this question though. Like, if somebody was to jump off the bridge, would you do it?
No, but if somebody wrote on the bridge, I probably would.
Wow. Did somebody write on the couch that you wrote on?
This is not a monkey thing. Now, I know you like writing on shit that you're not supposed to, but you also do murals. Like, how did you get into that aspect of the culture?
I got in the murals kind of late. My first mural I did in Pittsburgh for some laundromat, right? And then years later, I had done a mural at a art gallery. And when I did that one at the art gallery, it kind of got me back. Like, yo, I love this shit.
Oh, nice.
I love this shit, and I just been going back hard at it again. That's all.
Now, you've been to a few states. Which one? You was also in Jersey at one point doing your thing?
Yeah, I grew up in Jersey, and I moved to Virginia in middle school and high school, and then I went to Pittsburgh. Yeah, I went to Pittsburgh. I actually went to art school for graphic design in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Nice. Oh, nice.
And while I was there,
You met fellow.
You showing these still is?
I met my homie Typo from Ohio. and that motherfucker's a beast. And me and him was a tag team, and we really went hard on Pittsburgh. And I met my man Mad 16. He from Ohio too. Shit. And yeah, we was.
Out of all the cities, which one you say is by far your favorite to paint?
My favorite to paint
Yes.
is Pittsburgh, man.
Why is
Why
that?
is that?
Knock on wood, you owe me a Pepsi.
Because people in Pittsburgh go to sleep. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they gotta wake up.
Right.
You know, people in Pittsburgh. When I was writing, 7-Eleven would close.
Oh damn.
In Virginia, 7-Eleven don't
Yeah,
even close.
that's your 24-hour store.
Pittsburgh has some crazy gang problem, and stores would close like 6 or 7 o'clock. It was the weirdest thing. It's a major city.
Yeah.
And
When you was in Pittsburgh, you ever bumped into any Steelers?
yeah, I ran into a few Steelers out there. I was out there around the time. What's the guy with the funny shaped head? Cordell Stewart.
I was gonna ask you what they were stealing. Yeah, that shit just went over his head. Yo, but you be moving around a lot. Like, why is that? Like, you got a military background or something like that?
Nah. My mama had just got a job. She was from VA, moved to Jersey when I was born, went back to VA for a job. That's all. And I got comfortable with trying new things. So I'm not afraid to go somewhere else and rebuild.
I hear that.
Yeah,
That's what it's about.
Yeah, you always build a camaraderie with somebody when you move to a different place, and then you got that connection when you move somewhere else, and it's always a nice way to network.
Yeah, definitely.
And you meet good people that way, man. You
Yeah.
know.
That's a fact. You speak about your mom a lot. Like, how did your mom feel when she found out that you was running around fucking up other people's property?
I'm sure she never said out loud like, that sucks, but I'm sure she felt like, why is he doing this? Her main response was I'm not gonna bail you out if you get caught.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was every mom's response. Like, if you're choosing to do that, I'm gonna leave you there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you there for you to learn your lesson.
Yeah, exactly. And I never got caught.
Knock on wood.
I've heard that before, and also, if the cops ever come to this house again, boy, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Oh boy. I mean, I got caught for some other stuff, but it wasn't graft related.
Shit. So, do you have any more our shows coming up? Because I know you were part of the 1718 collective show not so long ago.
I don't know when my next solo show is going to be. I got to kind of plan it out a little bit. But I might have a few group shows coming up where I'm just featured with a bunch of other artists. And that's always cool to network and see great art.
Yeah.
By the way.
I hear you, man. Now, how's you enjoy here painting in New York City?
Oh man.
What's your idea of the culture here?
Oh yeah, that's a good question, man. New York is great, man. It's great for painting because there's so much competition of style.
Got you.
Right.
It's fantastic. You get to, on the way to doing a mural or you going out to get up or whatever, you see so much stuff on your way there that you like, man, I got to go harder.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? You might see your toy shit on the way there,
Right.
but you always going to see something you respect. And it might be somebody that you grew up respecting.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can you top that?
So
Who are some of the New York artists that you work that you admire right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of artists, man. That's a lot of artists. Y'all seen my man Dose? Y'all seen his new series?
Yeah, those gets
Those-
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
He
seen
got a series of canvases.
Which Dose Green?
Nah. Dose Walnuts.
So-
Oh,
Yeah.
Dose Walnuts. Okay, yes.
3D dose.
The homie, he was here just the other day. Shouts to Dose.
Dose Green shit is hot too, but
Yeah.
he not in New York no more, is he?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't be keeping up with the Joneses.
how long have you been writing in New York?
I've been writing in New York for probably a year and a half, 2 years.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah. I kind of came out of retirement
so you've been in New York.
since 2006.
So what made,
okay,
as you said, you
so-
just came out of retirement. Why did you originally retire?
I was designing clothes, man, and I was doing the corporate thing. you know. So I was caught up in that. I got 2 beautiful girls. I'm married.
Yeah.
You know, I was just doing my thing on the financial tip with the fashion industry.
Okay.
So how was your experience in the fashion game, in the clothing game, and all that?
The overall experience was great, man. I learned a lot of stuff. I learned a lot of things that I can use to help myself manufacture whatever I would like to manufacture.
Right.
The fashion industry, in a nutshell, is a place where they use young creatives and throw them away.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you're not sitting there, if you're not determined to learn while you're there, you're wasting your time anyway.
What are some of the brands you've worked on or worked with?
I moved up here to work on state property.
Oh, nice. I used to work for Rockaware.
Oh, nice. Right across the street.
Yeah, I
Off
worked at
39th, right?
at the 1411 building.
Yeah, see, you know what's up.
Yeah,
Yo,
linked up
Any
with
other
them.
brands besides that?
After that, I worked at Coogee.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, how did that come about that you got the job at Coogee?
State property was tanking,
Okay.
and they had to make some decisions. And my man Pete, that you probably know,
I'm not too sure. Yeah.
you might know him.
Because they all went by aliases as well. Go ahead.
My man Pete had pulled some strings to get me set up with my man Radu at Coogee, and I went in there, you know, showed them my stuff, and and they put me under the wing. So I designed there for quite a while.
Nice.
Okay, so most of your fashion experience and designing was in urban wear, or you ventured out in different aspects of?
I actually did Fila too, Fila Children's.
Nice.
Oh, nice. So you did their footwear.
Nah,
The apparel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
Fila Children's. Y'all remember kangaroos?
Yeah,
Everybody
definitely. With the zipper on the side.
Yo, that's
I got
funny,
the
son. I've
zipper
been
pocket.
looking for a pair of those.
Yeah?
Nowadays.
I can help you with that.
When you was working at these companies, what exactly did you do?
I did graphic design for most of them, and I designed the actual garments and the graphics for about half of them.
So with that, were you able to take advantage of going on trips and doing going sightseeing? Because I know most of the guys that I knew at Rockaware, they were going to Japan, they were going to India, they were going to China. You know, they'll say, quote unquote, they're going fabric shopping and they're going looking around. But half of the time, I come to find out, like 3 years later, they were hitting up. They were doing spots in Japan, like I worked with George and Dante.
Oh, yeah.
So these guys are like, oh yeah, we're going on the dime of Rockaware, and the next thing you know, you find like 5 pieces of them in the street. They're like, yeah, we snuck out, and a couple of our boys showed us somewhere. So
You just threw them under the bus on the record.
oh yeah, see, you didn't have to point that out. My bad. Damn.
No, but I never went over there and did any pieces, but I'm a big marker guy, and I went to Shanghai and Japan. I didn't go to Japan for long. I was just like on a layover in Japan, but I went to Shanghai and a few other places, and I would catch my joints like Amsterdam, London, Paris.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did a few dubs in London when I was there.
Are stickers heavy out there? Do they do stickers out there heavy like that?
I don't know, because I went out there and I actually painted in London.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So it wasn't a mural, but I caught a few joints.
Oh,
And
nice.
I wasn't paying attention to the stickers much, but they really heavy on the art out there with the graph, and they like the street art, and I think they like the stickers. Where I was at, it was a lot of like bombing and street art.
Okay.
It was
that's
pretty
cool.
fucking dope.
Yeah.
But that was like a section of London. There's a lot of homeless motherfuckers out there.
Damn, I
Besides,
didn't know.
Yeah.
besides designing stickers, like what got you into designing clothes?
Graffiti. My first. Did I tell y'all I worked at Azure Denim?
Well,
No,
I
I-
actually heard an interesting fact that you designed ships.
You want me to tell you the whole story?
Yeah, let us know about the ships. We want to hear a
Alright.
little about that.
All right. So when I came out of school, right, I couldn't find a graphic design job. I ended up drafting for aircraft carrier parts
Okay.
Oh, that's dope.
for the shipyard. Yeah. I drafted the George Bush carrier, the latest one they built like a few years back.
Yeah.
I drafted for that, and I used to draft drinking water systems on existing carriers.
Okay.
So I got tired of that.
Damn, you could get a check doing
How did you
anything
even get
nowadays.
How did you even get into that line of work?
They had some program where they basically teach you for 3 months. They pay you to teach you for 3 months how to design aircraft carrier parts.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that was dope. They taught me drafting and aircraft nomenclature, all that shit. And my man hit me up while I was at work one day. He was like, "Yo, man, these dudes at Azure, they hiring, man. They want to get somebody." And I was tired of doing that robotic shit.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to do something creative, but I ain't have any resume, no portfolio. Guess what got me the job?
What got you the job?
My motherfucking black book.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir.
So if I wanted
Yes,
to get
sir.
into the manufacturing business, how would I go about that?
Holla at me.
Now, what is it that you do in manufacturing exactly?
Well, I don't manufacture anything, but I just know how to get in touch with certain factories in China,
Okay.
or certain factories in America, and I know
Really?
I know how to go back and forth with them
Yeah.
because of when I was working in fashion.
Now,
Nice.
when you manufacture something out of China, you got to do a minimum. Is that correct?
That's true, but sometimes you can have a relationship where you don't have to do the minimum.
Okay.
But if you don't do the minimum, it's a little bit more expensive per piece.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you wanted to sell something,
You gotta sell at a higher price point.
you just got to sell it at a higher price point. If you
Yeah.
really think people are willing to fuck with
That's
it,
where limited edition comes in.
yeah.
You speak Chinese?
I wish, man. I'd be getting a
Alright,
lot of money
so-
right now.
Cause I want to ask you, when you doing these manufacturing things with these people, how is it that y'all talk about this? I'm gonna get paid this, I'm gonna do this because you
Okay.
speak English and they don't. You walk around with a translator?
Nah, I got a translator there because when I went on the trip there with the job, I got charisma. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but
I don't know if y'all noticed.
He said, I don't know.
Son, you mad nonchalant.
I got charisma, so I made some good friends in China that don't speak great English, but they speak
Right.
enough where I can go back and forth with them.
Everybody know numbers.
And they find me shit, you know.
Oh, that's what's
They
up.
find me shit. I be like, yo, I need blah blah blah, and they'll source. They basically source it for me.
So I just want to touch on real quick. When you said that you got hired off of your black book,
Yes, indeed.
What were some of the things that they were looking at? Because I'm pretty sure we have a bunch of listeners here,
Oh,
and guys are just curious. Like if they're not in position of having a portfolio themselves, they don't have to feel like I can't walk through that door. What were some of the things that they looked at with you where they were like, yo, your lines, you're this, you're that,
Wow. It was really weird because the guy who was hiring was pretty cool, and he was from Queens originally.
Okay.
Right.
Azure was in Virginia Beach.
Queens,
at the
bunch
time.
of cool motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Go
he was
ahead.
cool. He was cool as fuck, and he didn't go into detail about why my shit was
Oh,
dope.
okay.
He was just like, "Yo, this shit is dope," and he was like, "Man, you could come in, and we could talk about what your salary is going to be."
You said your black book opened the door for you. Now, in this black book that you own, did it pertain your work or did it have other people's work in
Oh
it?
no, it was all mine.
Cause you got people who do that shit. They'll have a bunch of their friends hit their book up, then they run to these places
that's
look
not-
what I could do.
I'm guilty of that.
Fab Five
I don't
Freddy
write
was
though,
popping.
so it's okay.
You got to stop that.
No. I showcase everybody in my book.
okay.
I don't write, so that's why I had you hit my book. I asked everybody hit him.
I thought you were saying you show
Swift
people.
is going to go around telling everybody he's Sek Fink.
You know,
No,
you,
not at all.
Swift. Now, if you go around showcasing this black book and shit, and somebody want to cut you a check, holla at the artist and that shit.
Oh,
You
of
heard?
course. Y'all already know. I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do
That's-
that.
Integrity is everything,
Yes.
man.
Sek Fink, we was chopping it up earlier and shit, and I told you in my past life, I used to be a CSX worker and shit, and you told me you used to do the same thing and shit.
Yeah, man.
You used to paint a lot of freights. How many would you say you painted, in your time?
Ooh. In a 3-year period in Pittsburgh, I believe I painted, it had to be, and I'm not talking about tags and throw-ups. I'm talking about
Nah, we talking
pieces.
about burners and all that.
Yeah,
The works.
I think I pieced 150 joints.
Damn.
And that's and those are freights or trucks that's going
No, these are trains, cargo cars.
Yeah.
Oh, cargo cars. So this is going nationwide, regardless. Like people
Possibly,
are seeing your work.
Yeah, possibly.
That's dope.
Hey, in all honesty, they might have seen it and be like, "What the fuck is that shit?"
How about you? Who are some of the artists that you've seen on those freight trains?
Yeah, when I was in Pittsburgh, I stayed in front of the train track,
Yeah.
and I used to see a lot of shit come through there. But the standout guy for me was Ono Rock.
Yo, that dude kill shit. I learned about him on Flickr. That's a fact. Like, if you want to learn about shit, go on Flickr. Like, they'll show you a lot of shit you never saw before.
Yeah, Ono Rock from the NSF crew.
Yeah, shout out to the NSF crew. They just lost one of their members.
This year, I think NSF lost 5 or 6 members.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That sounds about right.
That's terrible.
There's been a couple of big deaths in the graffiti community recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, painting these trains, like you did them yourself or like you did collabos? If so, who are some of the people you collab with?
It was mostly me and Type, or me and Mad 16, or all 3 of us. You know, we did it like that, where you know, me and Mad was roommates, and Type used to just come through in the Mercury, scoop, and
he said in the Mercury. Let's hold up on that.
That's a D car now.
yeah.
My brother had a Mercury like back in 93, 95 actually, 95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
The Mercury Topaz.
Oh, damn, man. Damn.
Y'all some old niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you paint the freights, like when you paint the freights, do you respect the numbers and you respect the munkers, or you just say, fuck that shit, it's over?
No, I respect it because I didn't paint a lot of freights until I went to Pittsburgh. But you know, Typo was like, "Hey man," we was in the crib. He was like, "Hey man, I heard that they not really buffing the shit if you don't paint over the numbers." And that's all I needed to hear, man. I want my shit. You know, back in the day, I didn't take a lot of pictures, man. You know, Type took a lot of pictures.
Yeah, I heard of him before. I seen his work up.
I wanted my shit to run, man. I didn't really care about the flick. You know what I mean? I just wanted the shit to run. And if somebody told me shit was rolling harder, that's what I was doing.
Right. It's like, well, that means it's going to stay out there. Nobody's going to think about touching it. Then, why not?
You ever painted a train like your shit started rolling off in the middle of the process?
No, sir. But I got chased out of the trains. Me, Mad, Type, and my roommate Greg, who didn't paint anything.
He just wanted to be there.
He just wanted to be there. And Greg.
Did you get chased by police or hobos?
Till this day, I don't really know. I think it was the engineer or conductor.
It was the Federales.
But I got a conspiracy theory, though.
What?
Because this happens a lot. And
Greg ratted you.
Young writers don't realize this. This happens a lot. It was probably another writer acting like he was somebody else.
Oh, wow.
And they'll take your paint that way.
Well, yeah, in New York City, we don't really chase you. We just grab you up and take your paint.
Yeah. Front like you the cops, front like you somebody, and then you take the paint when they ditch it.
Have you seen some of the new clean trains getting smashed in New York City?
Oh man. I remember when I was staying in Crown Heights, I would always take the Franklin Avenue shuttle. Somebody did the Franklin Avenue. That was like 2008 or something.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
I'm gonna show y'all a picture that I seen this week on the trains.
Yeah, there's been some crazy action going on the trains for sure.
It's been on the up in the last year and a half too.
Any of the trains that you painted, like any freight trains that you painted in VA, you ever seen any of them running through New York?
No, sir.
Pass that around.
Yeah, you guys check that out right
This
there.
is a whole cart that I seen like 3 days ago by Broadway Junction.
Oh man, that's nice.
And I actually caught police taking pictures of that shit. Like that's how dope the motherfucking train was. That shit was
tough.
hot.
Yeah, that shit tough.
Wow.
So you
caught the whole thing. You caught that whole
tough,
side.
man. Yeah, that's
I actually
tough.
had to get off the train just so I could get that picture.
Nice.
Now, painting trains, you said you seen like Ono Rock up a lot.
Yeah.
Now, like being close up on the trains, like you pay attention to the munkers. Like you familiar with people like Waterbed Lou or Bozo Texino?
Oh yeah, of course. Those guys are famous now, man.
You ever got into munkers?
The moniker shit?
Yeah, monikers, munkers.
Amongst different words, but okay.
I was a little confused for a second.
No, I know what he means.
Some people have different ways of saying.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about.
I'm the king of fucking names up, so that's what I do.
I know exactly what he's talking about. The only time I ever did streakers on the train was because I was walking down the track bullshitting, and I didn't have any paint with me, so I did so I used the Markos that I had. But if I had paint, I would have just used paint.
For the people who don't know, what's a Markel? Because you keep saying that shit a lot.
Oh, I like Markos, man. Markel is a paint stick, but it's a little better than the Streaker in my opinion, and is definitely better than the Secura in my opinion because they don't really fade, and they write over water or in water.
Nice.
You know, so you know, I almost threw a Secura away because I tried to catch a truck, and it was raining, and the shit wouldn't write on it, and I almost threw it away, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep it. But if I had the Markel,
see, you learned something new.
I would have rode on that fucking truck.
I'm gonna go out and get me a Markel tomorrow.
For people who
You should market for them.
I should.
For people who actually pay for their graffiti supplies, like how much would this tool cost them?
The Markel?
Yeah.
Oh man, each one is like $2 or $1.80, where the Streaker, the fucking Secura, that joint is what, $6 or something like
They're
that?
like $8.
$8? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
That's
I
crazy.
I study shit like that. I had one that glow in the dark, and that shit actually cost me $15. The only
$15.
reason I paid $15 for it because that shit glows in the dark, and I couldn't rack it.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
That's a fucking fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I heard you had actually did a design with DOS for the Happy Time Snacks.
Yeah, that was
Logo.
fun. That was pretty fun.
Well, I DJ for them, so like I DJ their
that was a
events
dope
and
ass
stuff.
You've seen it a million
Yeah,
times.
Yeah, that wall
Yeah.
is crazy.
How was it like painting with DOS and doing that wall?
It was indoors, so we was fucked up. I think I might have. I hope I had a mask. I can't remember. But
Yeah, there's no window. I hope.
it was really funny.
I was gonna ask that too.
Yeah, I was curious about that when I saw it. I was
Like,
like, yo, who did that? Like,
Nah, those ain't have a mask. Those was drowsy at the end of that shit. But yeah, it's always great kicking it with Dose, man. That's my guy.
What type of paint did y'all use for that situation?
I think we had some iron lac and
No bueno.
no bueno is right. Indoors? Ugh.
That should have fucked up. I remember one time I was painting in one of my people's cribs and shit, and like this nigga wanted me to paint some pink and blue shit in his house, no ventilation, no nothing.
Oh.
When I left this nigga's crib, I blew my nose, like my fucking nose looked like
Yeah,
the Smurfs.
that iron lac is real thick. You gotta shake it for like a whole hour before it paints.
Iron lag about to be mad at me because half of them shits was clogged.
Yeah.
And I couldn't spray it. So
Yeah, I had the same
mad.
issue.
Said they're about to keep.
They about to be mad at me.
I did the Hall of Fame with hops, and I
Yeah.
couldn't. I like 15 cans. I had to throw them away.
Oh man.
I never used iron lac ever again after that.
Iron lax is not good for outdoor shit, like especially if you're doing pieces of bombing, like you do a piece, you come back
It
and see the
fade.
pictures, and it's a whole new color.
Fade too quick. Yeah.
Yeah, we just shit it all over that paint. line.
Yeah. Well.
and there you
I'm
go.
saying, if y'all want some paint, and y'all gotta go get your money's worth. Like, if y'all gonna go get some good paint, like, go get some Montanas, go get some Cobras, go get some motherfucking Rusto.
Yeah.
And shout out to Cobra, who actually sponsored us and shit.
Nice. Yeah, go get some of those. Look at those nice, beautiful, tall cans
They
right
got
there.
600s, all types of colors, and you can't go wrong for your bread.
Can't really go wrong with that. They chrome is really good, by the way.
All they colors is pretty motherfucking good.
Yeah, but that chrome really stands out, man. That chrome really stands out. I mean, for the price, it might be the best chrome out there, unless you're buying Rusto chrome.
Yeah, I love Rusto chrome. I used to love touch and tone chrome. I don't know if you
That's
ever
the
painted
best
those.
chrome ever. When
is
you
a
use that shit, you
classic brand.
spray it like you see the fucking paint bubbling on the wall. That's how hard that shit is.
Can I say something for the
What
young
up?
for the young listeners? Young listeners, Rusto Bright Coat Chrome takes male caps, takes all the European caps. So stop fucking around. And
I could show you how to make one of those shits right like a 600. But on another note, like, yo, this motherfucking world is going crazy. They say these are the last days. Like, how do you feel about that Vegas shooting?
oh boy, y'all want the conspiracy theory or y'all want?
Yeah,
How you really feel? How you really feel?
let them know.
Talk your talk.
I think it's a terrible tragedy, and I think it was a Manchurian candidate, or it might not have been anybody in that room, and it might have been remote control, because you could set up a belt feed gun to operate on remote.
So wait, you saying they got guns like Harp and shit? Like they just press a button and I should just do the thing?
Yeah, they
They got those in Call of Duty. You set it up.
Yeah, the drones.
they had that for.
I'm not the type
years,
of nigga
man.
who play Call of Duty or any type of video game. I don't even got a game in my phone.
They've had that for years.
Like a little turret and shit. Just
Yeah,
set that
but,
shit up and just-
Turrets.
You get a kill streak, and then you can set the turret up.
I really would like if they would stop killing people. Whoever's
Basically-
doing it.
Basically, yeah.
I
Yeah.
heard the dude who actually went like blazing his gun and shit. Like he went to the casino and he lost some big chips, and that nigga came back on some vengeance.
Oh God.
Hope
I
that's
mean,
not
they
the
said he
case,
was a
that's fucked up.
multi-millionaire and he was well off, and so I don't know the whole story. It just doesn't fit.
Yeah, it's,
I'll say one thing about it. Whoever did it, and whatever the real story is, the event was happening in front of an obelisk, which behind that is the Sphinx, and behind that is the Luxor Hotel, which is a pyramid that shoots a beam of light
right.
all the way in outer space.
Straight up.
So
into
they
that.
just sacrificed 59 souls.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Man. You know.
Right in the beginning of the month of October.
That's motherfucking
Wait a minute.
fucked
And,
up.
and here's another fact. It was the Monday before the first full moon of fall.
Right.
Y'all know what the word Monday is? It's Moon Day.
Yeah.
It's Moon's Day. I think it was a big ceremony where they
Right.
sacrificed a bunch of people, but I could be wrong.
But then again, you could be right.
That's the way he put that.
We about to do a disappearing act like David Blaine and shit. Do you got any last words or shout outs you'd like to give to our viewers?
Oh man. I want to shout out my old crew TAC, my other old crew FDF, my guys KB, CBMK, VGU, and I want to say for the young cats,
Know your history.
well, know your history, 1, and 2,
Do your homework.
do your homework, 3.
Listen to your parents.
In most cases, listen to your parents. Your parents is trying to put you on game in most cases. But the biggest thing is I want to say, while you're young, do something really, really big. The big idea that you have, do it. That's practice for the next big idea, and the third big idea, and the fifth big idea is going to pay off. That first big idea that you attempt is going to teach you how to go about the next big idea, and that's so important, man. Don't be 38 years old trying to come up with your first big idea, man. And I'm telling you that from me, basically waiting and letting other people use my talent when I should have been using it for myself a long time ago. And that's real spit.
Yeah, that's for real, though.
Could they get like a shuffle?
Yeah, definitely.
Hey yo, peace, Vandals and Vandalettes. My name is Facts on Wax. The homie sitting next to me, he goes by the name of Mr. 13. I'd like to thank everybody who came out tonight. Shout out to our first guest, D. Chamberz, who brought his whole gang with him. Shout out to the homie Wise Guys Heck. Shout out to DJ S1 who came through. Shout out to DJ Quest for doing his things on the motherfucking 1s and 2s. Shout out to Cortez on our motherfucking donation. Shout out to Mark DTF, because without him there would be no us. I state facts and I will never lie to you. Ew, DJ Quest, do the things you like to do. We off this.
You know what time it is? The Vandal Hour.